I don't know how to say this in English, but I feel strange today.
Strange how?
Not sad, not happy, just off.
That's actually very natural. We say that a lot. Something feels off.
Really, I always think I need the perfect word.
No, you don't need perfect words. You just need to describe the feeling.
That already makes me feel better.
Good, because today we're going to show you how to talk about your feelings in English in a simple and natural way.
Welcome to English with Cheri. I'm Cheri.
And I'm Nick, and we're going to do this together.
And today we have such a great topic for you. We're going to talk about how to express your feelings in English. And you know what? This is something that, well, even native speakers sometimes struggle with, right, Nick?
Oh, absolutely. Like sometimes I'm feeling something and I'm like, what's the word for this?
Exactly. So if you're learning English and you feel confused about expressing emotions, don't worry, you're totally normal. We're going to keep this super simple today, perfect for A1 and A2 learners.
Yeah, and we're going to make it natural too, not like, those textbook phrases that sound weird.
Right. So let's start with the basics. Nick, what are some basic feeling words that everyone should know?
Okay, so the big ones are happy, sad, angry, scared, excited, tired, and confused.
Perfect. Those are like the foundation, you know? But here's the thing, and this is super important. You don't always have to say, I am happy or I am sad. That sounds, well,
Like a robot?
exactly like a robot. So let's talk about natural ways to express feelings. One super easy way is to say, I feel instead of I am. Like, I feel happy sounds more natural than I am happy.
Yeah, or even better, you can say, I'm feeling. Like, I'm feeling really tired today.
Yes, you can say, I'm really excited or I'm kind of nervous.
Right. Kind of. It's great because it's like you're not 100% sure, you know?
Exactly. Now, here's something really cool that native speakers do all the time. We don't always use feeling words at all. Sometimes we just describe what's happening in our body or what we want to do.
Ooh, like what? Give us some examples.
Okay, so instead of saying, I'm sad, you might say, I feel like crying or I want to go home. Instead of I'm scared, you could say, I have butterflies in my stomach or I'm getting goosebumps.
Ooh, that's so cool. So it's like you're showing the feeling instead of just naming it.
Yes, you got it. It's much more, well, vivid and interesting. Like if you're angry, you might say, I'm so frustrated, or this is driving me crazy, or even, I need some air.
Yeah, I need some air. That's such a natural way to say you're overwhelmed or upset.
Right. Now, let's talk about positive feelings too. When you're happy, you don't always have to say, I'm happy. You could say, I'm on cloud nine, or I'm over the moon, or simple things like, I feel great, or I'm having such a good day.
Those idioms are fun, on cloud nine, over the moon. But Sherry, what if someone's still learning and those feel too difficult?
Oh, great question. You can absolutely keep it simple, like, I feel good, I'm in a good mood, or today is a good day. Those work perfectly fine and sound totally natural.
Yeah, and you know what's really important? Your tone of voice. Like if I say, I'm fine, like this, it sounds different than if I say, I'm fine, with more energy.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm fine can mean so many different things depending on how you say it. If someone asks, how are you? And you say, I'm fine with a flat voice, well, that usually means you're not fine at all.
Exactly. It's like code for I'm upset, but I don't want to talk about it.
Right. So, listeners, pay attention to tone. Now, let's talk about some really useful phrases for when you want to share your feelings with someone. Ready, Nick?
Ready.
Okay, so when you want to open up about your feelings, you can start with, I've been feeling, or lately I've been, or you know what, I'm really,
Those are great conversation starters.
yeah. And if you want to be more specific about why you feel something, you can say, I feel because, or I'm about, like, I'm nervous about my job interview, or I feel sad because my friend moved away.
Those are really natural examples. And what about when someone asks you directly about your feelings, like what's wrong or are you okay?
Oh, good point. So you could say, well, to be honest, or actually, or I don't know, I just feel. These are supernatural ways to start explaining your feelings.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't know exactly what you're feeling, right? That's totally normal.
Absolutely. You can say things like, I'm not sure how I feel, or it's hard to explain, or I'm feeling mixed up, or I have mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings is such a useful phrase. It's like when you're happy and sad at the same time.
Exactly. Like when you graduate from school, you're excited but also nervous about the future. Okay, let's do some practice. Dick, I'm going to give you some situations and you show us how to express the feelings naturally. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready. This sounds fun.
All right, so you just got the text message that you got the job you wanted. How do you feel?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I want to call everyone and tell them.
Perfect. See how natural that sounded? I can't believe it. That's such a common way to express excitement. Okay, next one. You're at a party, but you don't know anyone.
I'm feeling pretty awkward right now. I don't really know what to do with myself. Maybe I should just, I don't know, get some food?
Yes, I'm feeling pretty awkward and I don't know what to do with myself. Those are so natural. And you used I don't know, which is what we do when we're uncertain. Great job.
Thanks. This is making me realize how much we use I don't know in English.
Oh, totally. We use it all the time when we're expressing feelings. Like, I don't know why, but I'm feeling down today. Or, I don't know, something feels off. Okay, one more. Your best friend forgot your birthday.
That stings. I'm really hurt. Like, I thought we were closer than that? I'm trying not to take it personally, but it's hard.
Wow, that was amazing. You used so many natural expressions. That stings, which means it hurts emotionally. I'm trying not to take it personally. That's such a real thing people say. And it's hard, simple, but perfect. Now that we've covered natural expressions, let's talk about some common mistakes learners make. The first one is being too formal.
You know what? That was so helpful. Can we look at a few common mistakes too?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
For example, instead of saying I'm sad, some learners say I'm experiencing sadness. It's correct, but it sounds unnatural in everyday conversation.
Oh, yeah, that does sound a bit heavy.
Another common mistake is using the wrong prepositions. For example, we say I'm worried about something, not I'm worried for something.
Oh, those small words are tricky. What about angry at and angry with?
Good question. Both are correct, but angry with is a bit more common in everyday speech.
Got it.
But honestly, don't worry too much about being perfect. People will understand you.
Absolutely. And you know what? Here is maybe the most important tip of all. It's okay to be vulnerable when you share your feelings. English speakers appreciate honesty, even if your English isn't perfect.
Yeah, and if you're not sure how to express something, you can always say, I don't know how to say this in English, but, and then try your best.
Okay, last practice scenario. You're at a family dinner and your relatives keep asking you about your love life, which you really don't want to talk about.
Geez, this is so uncomfortable. I'm feeling really put on the spot right now. Like, can we please talk about anything else? I'm trying to smile and be polite, but honestly, I'm getting pretty irritated. I just want to change the subject.
Excellent. I'm feeling put on the spot is perfect for when people are pressuring you. Can we please talk about anything else? Such a natural way to deflect. And I'm trying to smile and be polite, but honestly, I'm getting irritated. That shows the contrast between how you're acting and how you really feel.
So true. All right, before we wrap up, let's give our listeners some quick practice homework.
Yes. Okay. So this week, we have several practice activities for you. First, every day, instead of saying, I'm fine when someone asks how you are, try to give a more specific answer, like, I'm feeling pretty good today, or I'm a bit tired, but okay.
Cheri, all these examples are making me realize something. We're not just expressing feelings of words, right? Our body language says a lot too.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's such a great point. Sometimes your body language says the complete opposite of your words. Like if someone says, I'm fine, but they're crossing their arms and avoiding eye contact, that tells a different story.
Exactly. And this is really useful for learners. You can describe what you see, like, you seem tense or you look like something's bothering you.
I love that. And here's something else you can do. Pay attention to how native speakers express feelings in movies or TV shows. You'll start noticing these natural phrases everywhere.
Yeah, once you notice it, you can't unsee it.
Okay, let's add one more practice activity. This week, keep a short feelings journal in English. Every evening, write one feeling you had and try to describe it in a natural way.
For example, instead of writing, I was happy, you could say, I felt great, or I was in a really good mood.
And finally, this one might be my favorite. Try to have one honest conversation about feelings this week.
Exactly. Your feelings are valid and your English is good enough to share them.
And even if it feels awkward at first, that's completely normal. Every conversation is practice, and every practice makes you more comfortable. Cheri, I just thought of something else that might help our listeners. Different cultures
Express feelings differently. What should they know?
That's a great question. In English speaking cultures, people usually appreciate honesty, but also politeness. You can be direct, but soften it a little. Like, I see what you're saying, but I feel.
And positive emotions are very welcome. Saying things like, that made my day, or I really appreciate that is very natural.
And it's also okay to ask for support. You can say, I'm having a hard time, or can I talk to you for a minute?
This has been such a great conversation.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us on English with Cheri.
We really appreciate you being here with us. Before you go, try one simple thing this week. Notice one moment where you express a feeling in your own language and ask yourself, how would I say this naturally in English?
You don't need perfect words, just try.
Your feelings matter, and your English is already enough to share them.
See you next time.